The Gilgo Beach serial killer is linked to an unsuspecting piece of evidence.
Rex Heuermann is a demon that walks among us, a predator that ruined families.
A gender reveal celebrates the life of someone new, but accidentally ends another. An UberEats delivery driver is caught red-handed with food where it shouldn't be.
Hi, excuse me. Are you delivering that food?
Let's get into it. Diving into our first story, one man's pizza order reveals a story layered with dark secrets and sinister toppings.
A lot more details to come about how they actually tracked him down. One thing that we do know, the clinching piece of evidence, a discarded pizza box.
Despite having a well-paying job, wife, and 2 children, Rex Heuermann's life was anything but picture perfect.
Rex Heuermann laid the foundation for success by learning to be an architect. Unfortunately, he was engineered with dark desires, which paved the way for murder.
The family man, or the master of deception? As time passed, the facade started to crack.
James Pagano couldn't believe when he heard the name of the suspect because he went to high school with Rex Heuermann.
He was very quiet, dark, kept to himself, and extremely intelligent.
When pillars of trust crumbled, what remained was the spine-chilling truth.
His wife has filed for divorce. What do we know about their marriage? Does this come as a surprise?
I don't think it comes as much of a surprise. When you learn news like that, I know his family had reacted pretty, deplorably in regards to learning about what he had been accused of.
The Gilgo Beach case has haunted Long Island's South Shore, with a trail of young escort victims for years. But that might change.
Well, a man suspected in a series of killings in suburban New York is expected to appear in court today.
Was this 2022 interview video from his Manhattan office really hinting at something sinister?
I have one tool that's pretty much used in almost every job, and it's actually a cabinet maker's hammer. It is persuasive enough when I need to persuade something.
Not someone.
Something. And it always yields excellent results.
Fast forward to the present day. 3 charges of first-degree murder. An arrest without a scene, but a story that sent shockwaves through Manhattan.
Rex Andrew Heuermann, 59 years of age. He's been arrested by the Suffolk County Police Department's homicide detectives for the murders of Melissa Bartholomew, Megan Waterman, and Amber Costello.
These were young women working as escorts, and their remains were found on the South Shore of Long Island. And a 4th victim, Maureen Brainard Barnes, is under investigation with suspicions her passing may be related to the Gilgo Beach suspect. The specter of the Gilgo Beach villain first cast its chilling shadow in 1996, and with each passing year, the city's patience grew razor thin. In response, the city launched an elite task force which included investigators from the FBI, police department, and attorney's office, digging not only into dirt and stone, but the realm of bytes and pixels.
Task force was able to obtain hundreds of subpoenas. Many of them were to search Heuermann's digital footprint, which police say he tried to hide through fake burner phones and emails.
Burner phones, ghost emails, online searches that would send chills down your spine. Among the list were searches related to adult workers, sadistic, torture-related adult content, and CP. But most intriguingly, Heuermann seemed to have a fascination with one particular subject, himself. Other searches include Long Island Killer. Why hasn't the Long Island serial killer been caught? FBI active serial killers. Why could law enforcement not trace the calls made by the Long Island serial killer? With these searches, Heuermann's dark side was seemingly exposed, and the investigators, they listened. By July 2023, investigators combed through Heuermann's home, uncovering a walk-in basement vault with a big iron door. According to ABC News, police found more than 200 firearms in Heuermann's home, but only had permits for 92 of them. However, police couldn't confirm if anyone's life was taken in Heuermann's basement. But despite all his secrets, Heuermann still slipped up in other ways.
We do know others have had close calls. Former escort Nikki Brass, who says Heuermann solicited her approximately 8 years ago.
I had a really, really bad feeling. Like my gut was like telling me I needed to get away from him.
Yep, he was out there, using his own face on Tinder, and the name Andy, a short abbreviation of his middle name, Andrew. During this date with Nikki, he connected with her on their shared interest for true crime, even bringing up the Gilgo Beach case.
And he started saying things that, first of all, led me to believe it was not just him. There were other people involved.
But something was off, according to Nikki.
He was very detailed, and it didn't seem like somebody who was just a true crime fan. It seemed like somebody who, as they talked about it, were reliving it in their head. Like he seemed like excited, like it piqued his interest. And what got me was he mentioned a body that wasn't announced on the news yet.
And although no one knows what Heuermann was planning to do that night, Nikki's gut feeling told her to leave without him.
And at the end, he was like, well, do you want to go back to my place? And I was like, I don't know. I'd have to follow you in my car. And this thing's like, no. Get in my car with me, leave your car here.
So where did the cracks in his charade really begin to show? The pieces began to align when a Chevrolet Avalanche, registered to Heuermann, was identified by a witness, drawing a direct line to one of the Gilgo Beach killings.
A description, though, of this client was, well, an ogre was how one person described him. Big, white guy, like 250 pounds, 6'4" to 6'6", big like 70s glasses and dark bushy hair. He also, and this is important, drove a Chevrolet Avalanche.
But what most people don't know, this piece of evidence was recorded in 2010. And news anchor Greg Kelly makes an important and critical point. Heuermann should have been caught 10 years ago. How many beefy 6'4" guys own a Chevy Avalanche, live within 6 miles of Amber Costello's house, all spotted by a witness? One guy, Rex Heuermann. The most solid lead sat in a box for a decade. What the hell? Although decades late, investigators had their sights set. With Heuermann in the crosshairs, all that stood between suspicion and confirmation was a strand of DNA. So, law enforcement persisted and eventually ended up at Heuermann's trash in January 2023, sifting through seemingly ordinary everyday debris. And there it was, a piece of discarded pizza. To the untrained eye, it was mere waste. To the investigators, it was everything to seal the deal. That is, if there happened to be DNA of any of his victims on the leftovers. This ordeal also had some people joking about how their pizza habits would have saved them. This is why I always eat my pizza crust. No evidence. And surprisingly, this isn't the first time someone's been arrested because of pizza.
Andrew Tate was detained by police in Romania, and theories emerged that a pizza box contributed to his arrest.
How did this all work? In March 2023, a swab from the pizza crust was sent to a forensic lab for testing. In April, a detective sent a male hair found on 2010 victim Megan Waterman for testing at the same lab. Results came out in June, revealing the mitochondrial DNA profiles are the same, and so accurate that it would exclude 99.96% of the North American population from the male hair. Still, when Heuermann appeared in court in August 2023, things didn't go the way the public hoped.
Heuermann, who wore a dark blazer over a light blue shirt, had a mop of messy hair. He took one big look over his shoulder as he left the courtroom.
With Heuermann's lips sealed, his defense attorney broke the silence with a startling declaration.
There's no plea deal. He said from the moment I met him that I did not do this. So we're prepared to go forward. We will defend this case in a court of law, and we will go to trial in this case.
But as many other spectators noted, the verdict was already set in stone. DNA, burner phones, key evidence, and even circumstantial evidence as well. Even bad pizza is good pizza. It can solve crimes. The evidence is solid. Don't think he'll worm this way out of this. Even forensic death investigator Joseph Scott Morgan weighed in on the situation, stating he believes the hair is the strongest piece of evidence.
And it's degraded hair, degraded DNA. They had to hold on to it. Remember, the science actually had to catch up with this case. We didn't do mitochondrial DNA back in 2007. And also this discarded pizza box, Jesse. Oh my God. They sat on this guy. They watched him. They watched his every move.
Raymond A. Tierney from the Suffolk County District Attorney also gave insight on what led to Heuermann's arrest and what they planned on doing next.
One of the things that we did is we followed him because we wanted to get an abandonment sample of his DNA, which we were able to do.
We have already designated or talked about certain locations where we will house him, and in addition, the security measures we will implement in our facility to make sure that this individual is brought to justice.
But as we know, Heuermann's defense attorney was ready to fight for him, and a week after the court appearance, his attorney suggested the hair follicle DNA may not exclusively tie to their client.
Heuermann's attorneys tried to block the move, arguing prosecutors failed to show probable cause, connecting him to a DNA sample taken from a pizza box. But according to court documents, the judge said there is enough probable cause to believe Heuermann committed the crime that he is charged with.
While lab tests assured a staggering 99.96% of the North American populace could be unequivocally ruled out as a match, the defense saw it as a sliver of doubt to be explored. The layers of the Gilgo Beach case continue to unravel, with another court appearance set for November 15th.
The work is not done here, but this is a major step forward.
From the perplexities of the Gilgo Beach case, we jet to Mexico for a gender reveal that's caught the internet's eye, and not for the reasons you'd think. It was Mexico's viral moment of the weekend. A couple, all smiles and anticipation, stands in front of a luminous "Oh Baby" sign, surrounded by eager onlookers. All eyes are on the sky, awaiting a crop duster plane's descent and the big reveal. The plane swoops in, spewing pink mist. It's a girl. Below, cannons blast pink confetti, and the crowd's roar is deafening. Party lovers? Check. Pink mist? Check. Plane doing exactly what it's supposed to? Not so much. As the camera pans up, the celebratory mood turns sour. The plane's wing buckles, and the aircraft spirals uncontrollably. Despite the crowd screaming, the couple, unaware of the situation, continue to celebrate with a hug. As for the aftermath of the pilot steering the plane,
a pilot was killed this weekend after his small plane went down during a gender reveal party in Mexico.
Luis Angel, N., the 32-year-old pilot, tragically didn't make it. Navalado's paramedics rushed to the scene, but their efforts, though valiant, couldn't save him. The cause? Nothing official, but there are some theories. Unfortunately, the pilot exceeded the aircraft's airspeed structural limit at an incredibly low altitude. I think the vertical stress load on a light plane like that is not that great, especially at speed. But wait, aren't gender reveals supposed to be harmless fun? Some users commented. Now imagine if this couple just settled for a reveal cake. Now they have this tragedy attached to their name. Life lesson. The simpler, the better. That kid is going to have a tough time in high school. Gender reveals are one of the worst things to come out of the last decade. From the explosive blue gender reveal that sparked 2017 Arizona wildfires, it seemed the stakes have soared as high as the parties themselves.
So how we gonna do the reveal? You about to pop some confetti? What we finna do?
No, we about to use TNT.
A gunshot at a gender reveal party sparked the $8 million fire.
An explosion so powerful it caused several towns to shake. Sarah and Matt Taglieri felt the blast miles away.
Let's not forget 2020 and 2021, where two different gender reveal explosions caused two heart-wrenching deaths.
A community is mourning the loss of a man who will never get to meet his child. First-time father Christopher Peckney was killed by a device that was meant to expel colored powder for a gender reveal party.
Forest Service officials say the firefighter was assigned to the El Dorado fire. That firefighter died yesterday. And you may remember flames quickly spread after a gender reveal party went wrong.
What started as a way to share joy with loved ones has transformed into an extreme sport of sorts. And while we love a good show, maybe it's time to dial it back a notch? Our takeaway? Here's hoping the next viral reveal involves nothing riskier than buttercream frosting and some food coloring. Speaking of unexpected events, from the skies of Mexico, We now zoom into an Uber Eats delivery gone wrong. This next story is a gulp of surprise. Literally. Captured in a minute-long video, this TikToker had front row seats to a show she didn't order. As the driver parked his scooter and leisurely sipped from a McDonald's cup from an Uber Eats order, millions watched in collective horror. He even put back on the drink cover and placed it back in the takeout bag. All in a continuous video with no cuts. The driver got off his scooter and walked towards the building. As he entered the building, the witness who filmed the situation confronted him.
Hi, excuse me. Are you delivering that food? Are you delivering that to someone?
But the driver played it cool, even questioning the TikToker's identity before the video abruptly ended.
I've recorded you, you know that. You ate their food, didn't you?
What's your name?
What do you mean, what's my name?
But the internet had already passed judgment. This man has that look in his eyes. Doesn't even cost a quid to buy a can. He knew immediately what she was talking about and started panicking internally. Many applauded the witness for confronting him, while some joked about the situation. Should be called Uber Eats Your Food. Others were appalled. Nah, I ain't ordering food no more. This is why I've stopped ordering food delivery. I just don't trust them. Another claimed to have witnessed a different delivery driver eating KFC chicken out of the box. And a few people suspect this may be the reason for their orders being delivered with missing items or smaller portions. And they might be onto something, as this isn't the first time delivery drivers have turned from heroes to hooligans. Early this January in 2023, a DoorDasher was caught sampling a customer's sushi meal after claiming he couldn't find the customer's residence, despite having the app still open with map directions in his lap. In April 2023, influencer Your Rage caught a sneaky DoorDasher trying to place switcheroo with orders on his home security cam.
So he delivered me some cinnamon buns, right? So look, I dropped it off. He's taking his little picture like a look, taking his little picture like a good boy. He's back. Look, he's back 3 minutes later, looking around, pulls up his pants, picks up my Cinnabons, and takes one of my wings from a different order that wasn't even from him. Takes one of my wings from Papa John's. What the f?
Just a few months ago, in August 2023, a driver, feeling slighted by the long distance to deliver a small order with potentially no tip, decided to snack on the customer's order.
Oh man, this DoorDash motherfucker want me to drive 10 miles for $5, and he got the fried chicken sandwich. I have to text DoorDash support, tell him I got a flat tire. Oh man, sorry, they gotta remake this order for him, man.
And let's not forget the viral 2022 Ring camera footage of an angry DoorDasher who demanded a higher tip for the 40-minute drive.
I think you need to adjust your tip to make it right. You gave an $8 tip.
What the hell are you looking for? I gave an $8.
Okay, I'm gonna bring the food back. I'm gonna bring the food back.
Our advice? Perhaps keep an eye on your door cam. You never know who might be sneaking a bite of your meal. And if orders are a no-show, or you're not one to confront, you can rest at ease knowing you can request a refund from the delivery service you used. Cheers to honest deliveries. And hey, maybe consider a pickup next time. From curious pizza crumbs leading to a suspect, to unforeseen skies in Mexico, and a not-so-hungry Uber Eats surprise. Stay tuned for more weekly updates. What do you think of these stories? Let us know in the comments below.